Hello? I can't hear myself, but...
Yes, you can. You're plugged in.
Right, but I'm wearing a hat.
That better?
Hang on, I'm chewing gum too. Yes, that's perfect. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
I'm going to put the gum in this little paper towel that I just used to mop up all your tea.
Yeah, that I spilled. I'm not supposed to have food or drink in here. So don't tell anybody that I did that.
But you know what? We used the spilled tea to, it was basically just water, nice hot water. So we used it to clean. There's my pen. Thank you, Kristina. I fell on the floor during the commotion. We used it to clean and polish the dust off of the entire table. So the studio is now better than before.
Wow. It looks great. Looks great in here.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, let's get back to business here.
Yeah. Business.
Business as usual.
Yeah. Radio.
Did the government shut down today? I didn't check.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Just
I mean, wouldn't
I
I
saw
have
something
heard?
last night. The government's shutting down.
Wouldn't there be like a bell ringing in the town square?
Quite possibly.
Let's see. This is your mic. This is my mic. All right. I think we're good. I think.
All right. Should we just introduce this?
Yeah.
And get it over with?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay. What?
What?
Me or you?
Yeah.
You guys have tuned into 11th Hour Radio, coming to you live from Royalton Community Radio, beautiful downtown South Royalton, Vermont. WFVR LP 96.5. With Kristina, Stykos, and Emily Howe, we come to you every Friday. You can find our podcasts at 11thhourradio.com. And this morning I tried to actually write where you really have to subscribe, Kristina, but I don't know if I got it right.
Apple.
Yeah, I did that.
Podcasts.
That's what I wrote.
Correct.
I said subscribe on iTunes or Apple Podcasts or whatever.
That's it. That's totally it. It's not that complex.
You guys could subscribe on iTunes, but iTunes has a new section specifically for podcasts, which is called Apple Podcasts, apparently.
Yeah.
Which I can't go to because last time I tried to subscribe to our show, it made my computer crash. Not because anything to do with our show, and it's not going to make your computer crash. It's because my computer, was from the Dark Ages, and it can't subscribe to things.
Yeah. And if you rate us with 5 stars,
we
start to bubble up to the top of the search engine. That's why everybody's always saying, "Oh, give us 5 stars, give us 5 stars." I don't know.
We deserve it.
What happened if you get 4 stars?
I don't know.
I mean, if somebody feels like it's more a 4-star
I didn't even know there was a star rating that happened.
We'll have to go look and see
I think I have to
how it
sneeze.
works. It's time for us to catch up. with how technology works. Bless you.
Wow, these paper towels that we had in here for the spillage are coming in use in lots of ways. I can put my gum in them. They can wipe up the tea.
Yeah.
I can get all the sneeze off my face.
And I was thinking about that problem that you have with your name, that you can't say, hi, this is Emily Howe. How are you?
Yeah,
you know that problem?
Did you come up with a solution?
Yeah, why don't you just say, hi, this is Emily Howe. What's up?
We've gone over this before. It's not natural. I always say, how are you? Well, just do.
Can we just talk about what's up for a minute?
Yes.
How do you feel about what's up? Somebody says, what's up? What do you say? What are you supposed to say?
I thought you meant, how do I feel about the question itself? Or what am I supposed to say? What's up? Well, then you've got the wise guys who always say, the sky.
Nobody
the stars,
does that
airplanes.
anymore.
Well, they did in high school.
That's way long time ago.
Right. That's why I just feel like the question is outdated. Don't you feel like what's up is so, 1990s?
No, it was in the 2000s that people used it also. I had one particular friend who would use it all the time, and I never, ever got used to it or knew how to respond to it. It would just create this...
Well, then why are you suggesting that I use it?
No, it's just maybe it works for you.
Oh.
It didn't work for me so well. Because I just think, what's up? How do you answer that question? What's up? I didn't know what to say. You're supposed to say, I'm fine. To what's up?
Right, no, they're asking you for a more detailed explanation of your life, I think. Or
no.
I think
like
that is the same thing as saying, what's new with you? I say that to people a lot. I say, what's new with you?
I don't know. I think he was just saying, hey. I don't even think it was a question. I think it's said as a way of saying...
Well, what's up is, the response can't be fine. Or anything like that. What's up is... There is no response to it, unless you want to launch into a full detailed account of everything since the last time you saw this person.
Well, I just wish people would stop saying it.
Okay, well, I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, I figured you wouldn't. That's why I suggested it.
Oh.
Wasn't that a brilliant tactic?
Yeah,
so
reverse psychology.
She'll never say that.
Yeah, I just don't use that one, I guess.
Yeah. It's just a lot of things like that in my life this week. For some reason, I could not get the Squirrel Nut Zippers out of my head.
Sorry.
I've never listened to them. I must have been thinking about squirrels, or I was thinking about zippers.
Didn't I play them to you the other night?
You did?
No. Did I?
I don't know. I have no idea what they are. It's just that it came
We clogged to them a bunch. I have several of their numbers that are great clogging songs. They're fast, but they're good.
Okay, that kind of goes with the word zipper. Makes you feel fast and zippy, right?
Yeah.
So that was a good choice for that.
I can't remember if I saw them in concert or not. I think not.
Nut.
I think not.
Squirrel nut.
But they kind of had their heyday, and then they're not quite so. Wait, why are you stuck on them?
I don't know. It's boring. Let's forget about them.
Okay.
I don't like music anyway.
Right.
I had something else to say about music. What was it? Oh, I know. Remember last week when I told you that everyone is beautiful? Remember that?
Yes. And I was wrong. It wasn't in their own special way. It was just in their own way.
Yeah.
By Ray Stevens, the song.
Well, what I want to tell you this week is this.
What?
Emily.
What?
People. People who need people.
Are the luckiest people. You can't stump me on pop culture. Just stop trying. Oh, God. John's been laughing for days because he's like, oh, it's like Kristina's the cutest little alien. She's never even heard of So the other night, Kristina was at our house. And I don't remember why. John handed her a book on either pop culture or something because we were joking that Kristina needs a crash course in pop culture.
Because I missed a couple decades.
Right? So she's thumbing through this book and she's lighting upon different things and remarking on them. And her innocence was so endearing that it was hysterical.
Huh. I guess
it's pretty funny.
I really did disconnect there for a couple decades. 20 years is a long time.
That's good. You're unspoiled and pure.
Okay.
Not like the rest of us who've been soiled by what's up and things like that.
I've been soiled by actual soil. So it's good.
Soiled.
Yeah.
You know, when you think of the word soiled, you don't usually think of actual soil. I think of like feces or something. Don't you?
Soil. No, I think of...
well, you're a gardener, so you think of soil. But
yeah,
like,
I think of the nutrients.
when someone says they've soiled or something soiled, yeah, they've soiled themselves.
Soil as a verb
means like, you know what? Whoops. No one goes around pooping their pants. That's just silly.
It's not a good use of the word soil because the word soil is fecund.
They're soiling the word soil. Really.
Did you miss the word I just said?
Heard fecund, thank you. It's another one that I don't really love. Although, the people, have you seen the huge Facebook, like, backlash about the word moist? How everyone hates the word moist?
No.
The word doesn't bother me at all.
What do you
mean? It reminds me of cakes or
you're
something.
You're online too much, man.
No, there's tons of memes about the fact that people hate the word moist.
There are not.
Yes, there are. For God's sake, lady who missed everything in the world.
Next thing you're going to tell me that everybody's posting yoga videos or something.
Yoga with goats. I see a lot of that. And that doesn't work. There would be soiling and fecundness. And people don't seem to realize that.
It's fecundity.
Whatever. Goats aren't pure. They don't just do yoga with you happily. They scamper around, strewing little pellets. They actually run. It's like a little M&M machine. They spurt them everywhere. So I would never be doing yoga with goats. Ever.
Okay, for the record, I'm glad we all know that.
I don't even like goats. Because they're not the same as sheep, even though everyone persists in thinking that they are and sends me lots and lots of goat videos. I raise sheep. They are not goats. Goats have long legs and eyes that look like spooky little marbles.
Okay, let's get back to the dinner party. Okay. I wanted to thank you for having us over to dinner.
Oh, so fun. We should really do that like every week or something. It
was good. Well, it's good practice for me to actually get out and have to interact with human beings.
You're actually very good at interacting with human beings, so it's funny that you don't love it.
Well, I just worried that I've forgotten how to do it, but I guess it comes back like riding and falling off a bicycle.
You don't have to remember how to do it when you're with people like us. We don't care. You can be anyway.
Yeah. Well, I really enjoyed the conversation about Santa's Land.
I loved watching Sarah's slideshow about Santa's Land.
I know,
that was excellent.
We just happened to be talking about roadside attractions, I guess. And so one of our guests at this little get-together had on her iPhone, she had a bunch of pictures that she had taken. They had snuck into Santa's Land while it was closed. And by the way, that's a roadside attraction in Putney, Vermont.
Which is
that
reopened again. New owners and quite fun,
yeah, because it was shut down for cruelty to animals.
The reindeer were being abused and they went out of business and was abandoned for several years.
These were great pictures. There was like what was left of Humpty Dumpty.
Right.
There was half of a Humpty Dumpty sitting on a wall.
And a partial elf on a jumbo slide.
Yeah.
Merry-go-rounds.
Merry-go-rounds.
Toadstools. Little reindeer stables. Santa's little cocoa hut.
Yeah, and they didn't get caught.
See, we would have gotten caught. I would have been caught.
Yeah.
The second I put my toenail in there.
It just impressed me. She really impressed me.
Yeah, I liked her.
Yeah, I'm glad that she came. I mean, that was great to have. How many people? We had a whole total of 6 people there, including me.
5. I think.
5? Oh, I didn't come in a couple. So there was 2 couples and me.
It's like there are 2 of you if you count both your personalities.
I was big.
No, you're not big. That's not what I mean.
Well, I tried to eat a lot, and I did.
You didn't? You didn't even eat dessert.
Yeah, but I had a lot of cheese before.
Oh, true. Me too. But then I ate dessert. Oh, the people are walking across the parking lot again. This always confuses me where it is they go to.
There's some sledding people. No. People are sledding.
Oh, that guy's carrying sneakers. They are going to the gym.
Okay.
All right.
Well, that's dumb.
Mystery
They should
solved
just be
there.
listening to the show.
Stupid gym.
So the biggest predictor, evidently, of longevity, and this relates to the dinner party and how successful it was for me personally, this biggest indicator is social integration. So the people that live the longest are people who have a lot of social integration, which means how many people they see per day. So if you see more people per day, you have a higher...
opposite, because you could get germs from those people.
It has nothing to do with germs. It has to do with happiness, because the one that comes right behind that is close relationships. So elderly people who have close relationships and good social integrations are the ones that live the longest.
Well, close relationships make sense, but seeing a lot of people can be really irritating. Like if you have a job where you have to see lots and lots of strangers all the time, they can be really irritating.
Yeah, but it keeps your blood moving. You got to keep your blood moving, because a lot of old people just sit there and their blood just doesn't move much. Because you get used to television, and so if you sit and watch television all day, it's pretty much just becomes the same over and over and over. Mm-hmm. It's like a drug. It's like an intravenous drug, and it loses its effect. So people are always just crazy.
Yes.
You can't depend on people, except a few. I would say for every person, there's a handful of people that they can depend on, and that's enough.
Yeah, but it's not usually the ones that they think.
Well, you figure it out eventually.
Get yourself into some trouble and then see. And the people that you think are going to come running to help you don't. And different people will. And then you'll be surprised.
It's a really cool surprise.
You'll also be sad.
It's a sad and it's a surprise, and then eventually you just are so filled with happiness because you realize there is a God, and God is love.
Huh. I saw a very beautiful sunset yesterday, and I said,
"That's God, man.
I think that's heaven.
There's God.
It
is
heaven."
heaven.
Sometimes I don't believe in that stuff, and then sometimes I just see something, and it's always something natural. Yeah. And I say, "Oh, there's something. There's of course something." Yeah,
I was in the
God's
church.
Sake.
I was in the Church of the Woods yesterday, and that came to my mind. Out there in the middle of the woods on my skis, and nobody's out there, and I'm just like, Church of the Woods. This is it. Yeah. It doesn't get better than this. We don't go higher than this.
I used to work at a summer camp, and it was mostly Jewish, but they had. Every Saturday they had their temple was out in the middle of the woods. It was in a big clearing in like this big pine trees. And it was I don't think much happened there except for just being out in the woods with the pine trees. What are you doing?
What are you getting? I'm trying to understand the point of what you're saying.
I'm saying it was woods. It was church
woods. You're
woods.
Saying Jewish people were out in the woods.
I'm saying it wasn't church, it was temple, but basically the same thing. And they were out in the woods, and that was their temple service.
Great. So it was an outdoor temple.
Yeah. Are you trying to get your gum out, or are you trying to put it someplace else? Because it's going all over the place, and I can't.
It's out.
You seem to be very distraught by it.
No, I just thought this is a great time. She's talking about something I have no idea what she's talking about, so I'm going to see if I can reposition my teacup over here and take my gum out.
You watch it with that teacup. Now you're going to get electrocuted
no, I shouldn't. I'm not
dumping on that board.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm just for anybody listening, I'm putting it on the floor.
She is.
So I can kick it over.
Oh, yeah. That's fine. This carpet was made to hide stains, clearly. Look at all the stains it's hiding now.
Oh, my God. Oh, I got to tell you about this band rehearsal that we had. Oh, my gosh. It ranks way up there.
What band rehearsal?
In the top 10. Well, so we have the CD release party coming, right?
Yeah, and I think I can actually come now. I'm so glad.
But, we don't have a band. So we had to make one up. Sometimes when you're a singer-songwriter, you don't have a band, so you got to somehow figure that out. So Ariel's friend, Duffy, said, hey, you can use my band. So we got directions, and we went to their rehearsal. And as it turns out, they're a salsa band.
Oh, that's... Don't fold your paper over.
You see what a problem...
I'm sorry. My OCD is she stuck her gum on the first page of her sheaf of papers, and she was about to flip it over to the second page, and then her gum was going to stick to the back side of the whole sheaf.
Yeah, but I was planning.
And it's really upsetting to me. I've just been watching it, wondering what you're going to do for a while.
It doesn't matter if I don't have to go back to page 1. It doesn't matter if page 1 sticks to page 2.
Don't you save all these? You save all these so that you know what you've been doing. And what do they all have gum? Just holding them all together? Because
where do you think I should put the gum?
The gum. Do you want a piece of the thing?
There's nowhere to put gum here.
You can either use this. Oh, look, there's more tea.
No, I'll put it on here. There.
But look, we have all this paper towel. You can have too.
Thanks.
Okay.
That's nice of you.
Sorry, it's just my obsessive compulsive disorder keeps me from paying attention to what you're saying and focuses on your gum instead.
Okay. Well, back to the band rehearsal, okay? So first thing that happens is that we realize that there's sort of a language barrier going on.
Oh, when you say salsa band, you truly meant salsa band.
They're a real salsa band. They don't speak much English.
This doesn't make sense. You can't have a salsa band be your band.
No, I know. And, here's what happened is eventually the guys just started...
Who is this Duffy? What is she thinking?
He. Duffy Gardner.
Okay, well, why does he think that a salsa band would be a good match?
Maybe it was our idea. Maybe we said, Duffy, you have a band. Can we use your band?
Had you listened to Duffy's band?
No.
Oh, well.
Ariel had heard them, and I said, Ariel, do you think they can do it? And she said, well, I think so. Let's try.
Oh, my God.
So,
do either of you speak Spanish?
Not very well. But so they all drifted out of the room. They just started drifting out. You know, the keyboard player, he started playing guitar at one point, and I could tell he didn't know how to play guitar. And so I looked at him. I said, I just said, no, we want you to play piano. And I thought he'd be happy about that because he's a piano player. And he looked at me like I had just insulted him. And then
you just told him he couldn't play guitar, basically.
I know, but I didn't need a guitar player. I'm the guitar player. I don't need another guitar player.
Ah, I see. Okay.
And Ariel's playing guitar. Like, we don't need a band with 3 guitars. It's just not what we were trying to accomplish. And so that...
Maybe he thought you meant something else. Did he speak English?
Not too well.
Oh, my God.
Then there's this random bass player that just showed up.
Wow, the bass players are always random.
Well, he said, I'll play with you guys.
He wasn't even in their band, was he?
No, he was just hanging around. I don't know, so he's going to play with us.
Okay. You guys might want to totally rethink this. And... What? Okay, why don't you... Who played on the album? Why don't you go get those people?
They're just... We can't get them.
Why?
Because two of them are in L.A. and...
Well, you can't get Pat or anybody like that?
Pat? Who's Pat?
Trick?
Oh, Patrick? We can't pay him enough.
Oh, why don't you just cry and grovel?
I'd rather not.
All right.
I don't
know.
No, it'll be fine. The set list is really...
I can think of a few guitarists, but
Don't worry.
You guys are set on guitarists.
Don't you worry yourself about it. We're going to get it figured out.
All right.
It's going to be all figured out by next Saturday.
What do you need? I know some drummers.
You do?
Sure.
We do need a drummer. Can they come to rehearsal on Sunday?
I don't know. I can just
Sunday
think of a bunch of
5.
people that play drums.
Sunday at 5 in Barrie. Okay? On Murray Street. At the bass player's house.
Bass player that you don't even know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know him, but he's nice. I think
he's in Barrie.
He used to work on nuclear submarines. I think.
I don't know about this. Barrie.
What? Barrie's a wonderful city.
Okay.
What is this about? Barrie now? Are you saying something about
Barrie? I'm being prejudiced about Barrie.
Okay. Well, forget. It doesn't matter. Just forget I said that.
All right. Well, I can see if I can. If a bass player maybe wants to help you. I mean, a
drummer.
I just licked my microphone a lot.
Yeah, you always do that. Okay, well, I got to play a song here.
Oh.
And you think about the drummers that you know, because we need a drummer.
Okay.
Okay, so this song is called If I Had a Mind To. And as usual, I will play the song, and then I will figure out who it is, and I will tell you.
Okay.
And that's called reverse DJing. That's a coin.
Not to be confused with slacker DJing, which is slightly different, but not much.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Cast aside your worries, sweep out all the rain. Hitch your start to the car at the end of the evening train. Since we led us to an old friend on paper made from wood, take the time to find the rhyme like you always knew you could. The answer begs a question. Once again we ride. You slipped in the back door while I went around the side. Put your If I had a mind to, I might turn and walk away. If I had a mind to, I might change my mind and stay. If I had the time to, I'd make the time to have my way. If I had a mind to, if I had a mind to, if I had a mind to, if I had a mind to. You held on for dear life, I held out for more. We wear the smiles of 1,000 miles. Let me help you find the door. When life sucks the life out of living, time has no end. Seems like just a waiting game. You can count your only friend. Face lights up the sky like before the rainbow comes. Stars and balls let freedom ring to the beating of the drum. It's a long road to salvation. The end is always near. Through the twisting and the turning, the brightest light is always fear. If I had a mind to, I might turn and walk away. If I had a mind to, I might change my mind instead. If I had the time to, I'd make the time to have my way. If I had a mind to, if I had a mind to, if I had a mind to, if I had a mind to. Half a mind to cash it in, got half a mind to raise you. Believe with beggars and thieves, the Lord above could save you. So raise your collar to the wind, throw your nickels on the ball. Find your comfort, lose the time, thought you never get this far.
Right.
If I had a mind to, I might.
You guys just missed the train.
No, it didn't go through yet. Did it?
Yeah, it just did right this minute.
I was trying to time this so that we could come out of the song and go into the train whistle, but I missed it.
late.
Darn it. Well, I tried.
There was a train accident here yesterday,
Really?
just right on South Windsor Street. Apparently the train hit a Jeep. There was, I guess, a car. The Jeep was trying to pull a car, I think.
Oh my
Off the
gosh.
tracks. No one got hurt. Everyone had
Oh,
gotten out. And I
golly.
believe the train people didn't get hurt either, but quite
Wow.
terrifying.
Gosh. Well,
Should we have anything hit by a train?
yeah. No.
Don't recommend it.
No. Before we lose track of that song,
Oh, right.
since I faded that song out, and I want you guys to go look up this band. They're a really cool band out of Bozeman, Montana. They're called the Hooligans. I believe that album is called Beggars and Thieves. And it's funny how I met one of the guys in the band when I was out in Livingston, Montana, and I had some time to kill. And I was floating around the internet in my motel room. I just was sitting with my laptop, and I found that there was some studio in the area. So I contacted the guys and said, hey, you have a session going on. Can I come drop in? And I don't know, I forget, it didn't really work out for me to attend the session, but I met one of the guys, and this is their music. So check it out. It just happened to be a super long song, and I didn't notice that before, so I faded it out. But, yep.
This is one of those.
You start
This
to
is one of
yawn.
those days where I yawn a lot.
Yeah.
I had a lot of dreams in the night, so I kept waking up.
Oh, I got a dream for you.
Ooh.
I got a dream for you.
What?
Because we always say that we're not supposed to talk about dreams because it's so boring for everybody else. Mm-hmm. But I think you're going to like this one. Okay, so I'm coming up to this big cliff. I'm hovering out in the ocean and coming up to the cliff. And there's like a big cave there, like a band shell sort of set into the cliff. Mm-hmm. And then there's this huge, gigantic, living, breathing, pink-colored set of vocal cords.
Like by themselves?
Gigantic vocal cords.
Ew. Like...
Now don't tell me you think that's
made
a boring
out
dream.
Of something? Like real ones? Just real
Flesh.
overgrown ones. Flesh. Ew. Wow. Sounds like we both had grody dreams. I did. I dreamed my friend Russ had a really bad stomach bug, and he was throwing up all over a restaurant, and I was trying to, like, help him, make him feel better, and also trying to, like, get us out of the restaurant and have the restaurant people make the throw up, like, go away.
Oh.
I don't know what that was about.
Well, maybe you helped him out last night. I think when we help people in our dreams, that we actually are helping them. I think it's real. So, don't underestimate the power of your good deeds done in dreams while in the dream state.
Oh, okay. I'll pat myself on the back for that one.
Yeah, good for you. Yeah, somebody else told me about a dream that they had where they talked to their friend who's a mutual friend and was explaining stuff to that friend about me and how explaining something that cleared up a misunderstanding. And then she thought, well, maybe she should do it in real life. And I said, no need. You did it already. Just let it lie. Because she was having some trepidation about actually doing it in real life. And I said, I don't think you need to. I think you did it.
Yeah, that counts.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm trying to think of what we did this past week.
You're staring at your notebook.
I am.
So there must be something there. There's got to be something there.
We went up to John's folks and sheared all their sheep's bellies because they didn't get them sheared.
Why do you shear sheep bellies?
Because it's almost lambing season and they're getting older and they can't be out there all the time during lambing season. The way, like, we are very vigilant at our lambs, but we're not quite that old and we don't have to go down steep little stairs to get to where our lambs are. So to make the whole process easier, if you shear the sheep's bellies, things go easier. The lambs are sometimes born easier and they can find the udders. Little lambs often have trouble.
That makes sense.
Getting latched on, and then if they don't eat right away, why are you rubbing your boobs?
Maybe I'll shave my chest. And then I forgot that I didn't have any hair there.
Or children
I must have been a horse in a past
probably
life.
Not really about to lactate, I would assume.
Probably not. But
although, maybe.
Life is surreal. You just never know what's going to come.
But anyway, it helps little lamb's survival rate if it's easier to find that, because especially if it's cold, they need to eat right away or they can die. So
yes,
if they have any trouble and they're just sucking on a bit of wool, that's not a good idea. So
yeah, they'd get some lanolin maybe, but that's not nutritionally.
No, And let's see, I got roller skates in the mail. That was cool. John bought me some really cool.
Those looked really
fuchsia roller skates.
That was a beautiful color. It wasn't fuchsia. It was like
raspberry. Is what it said in the catalog.
Kind of almost rusty raspberry.
Yeah,
really
really
classy.
pretty. I love them.
They look old school.
They are. Yeah. I can't actually really roller skate, so this is going to be fun.
This will inspire your roller
But
skating.
I really need exercise, so that's fine. Actually, today is the first day of ski runners, and I'm looking forward to it. And for the last 4 years, I took one group from beginner to advanced, and they've aged out of the system now. So now I had promised the head guy that I would start again at the never evers and not just stay up having fun in the advanced level, which is fun because you just get to go skiing with those kids. It's not like you're really teaching them anything at that point. I mean, usually you end up with a pile of boys and all they want to do is go to the park and just fly off. You just have to watch and make sure they don't have broken bones, basically. Mm-hmm. So I promised that I would start at the very, very bottom again, but he was nice and he stuck me back with the advanced kids. But I thought about it and I'm just going to switch with somebody in the lower level because I really need the exercise. And the first couple days, I won't even put on my snowboard. I'll just be running up and down the hill, lifting kids up. And I'd rather actually do that because forced exercise is really the only kind of exercise that I will do. So
I understand.
I'm going to do that instead.
I understand. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I went to the gynecologist a couple days ago. That was fun.
Oh,
I
fantastic.
really liked it. Was so annoying because it was finally like the awesomest gynecologist ever. And we were able to just talk normally and I didn't feel like embarrassed about saying things or asking her questions. And I was like, this woman is amazing. I'm so glad that there's finally an amazing gynecologist who I can go to and feel like safe and not.
Makes such a difference.
Yeah. And she didn't she tried not to hurt you. Like she actually really truly tried.
She responded to how you were feeling.
Yeah. And then as we were discussing things and follow-ups about things, she said, I'm only here 2 weeks longer. I'm just filling in for somebody who's out on maternity leave. And I was like, oh, for God's sake.
Well, where does she work normally then? Maybe
I don't think she does. I think she had just retired and had just come in she was older and she was just very kind and just enough hip to not be weirded out by you just saying things. When you're talking about those parts of your body, it's just uncomfortable. And when you feel like the person is judging you for saying gross things, why would a gynecologist judge you? Obviously
you'd
they're
think
not.
They would have heard it all.
But just a certain type of person, you look at them and you look at the way they're dressed and stuff and you say, they don't want to hear about this.
Right.
Even though, of course, they do.
First of all, you feel a disadvantage because you're wearing a hospital gown.
No, you're not even wearing a hospital gown.
You aren't?
You're just naked from the waist down.
Oh, well, that's
and
better.
sort of wrapped in an old sheet and sitting there. So you feel a little vulnerable because they're dressed all nice and they have pearls on and a little sweater set. And you're naked talking to them.
I think they should dress like the patient has to dress. I think just like when people have cancer and they have their hair falls out and people around them shave their heads, then I think that gynecologists should just come out without anything, from the waist down. Because everybody would be equal then, and you could have a real conversation.
But I don't want to equalize it. I don't want speculums. I don't want to see any of that part. I don't want to put a headlamp on.
Yeah, I'm not saying you have to be a doctor.
No, I don't want to be a gynecologist. That's probably the last thing I want to be ever.
All right, but just in terms of, clothing inequality is an issue. Okay. When people feel unequal, like if you went somewhere, you went to a party and you didn't know it was a fancy party and everybody else was dressed up, you feel so bad. And it's the same thing when you go to the doctor's office. You just feel like a piece of crap.
I know.
Because they make you wear that thing.
I could be a vet maybe, but I don't want to be a gynecologist.
Why doesn't somebody
I don't like vaginas. I just don't like them.
I think somebody should start a business where they make hospital gowns that are just great. They have. No, they have not.
Yes, some cancer person saw that kids with cancer, especially teenagers, were really bummed out because teenagers are especially really into expressing themselves through their clothing. So somebody made a whole line of hospital johnnies that were kind of cool and hip, and kids could choose different ones.
I mean, that's good. I just think it's not good enough.
It wasn't really the cut of them that was cool and hip. Think they used cool fabrics.
Yeah, I think you should be able to wear your own clothes more in a hospital.
Well, they can't get to you, Kristina.
Your clothes is like your house. It's like it's an extension of yourself, and when they strip that away from you, it's hard to hold on to your sense of self.
The point of the hospital johnnies, though. I mean, why are they opening?
Why are
back?
they called johnnies? That's awful too.
I know. What if in some emergency that people need to access your butt? Is that what the deal is? Because that's the part
Exactly.
that's exposed.
Yeah, what the heck? Why couldn't it just...
in an emergency, quick, get to her butt. Like, why?
Yeah. It's
They
just
should
wrong.
probably be more open in the front so they can, like, defibrillate you or whatever.
It's just systematic humiliation.
I don't know what the point of them is, but
It's
whatever.
been devised by extraterrestrials. Maybe even devised by Black Goo.
What is Black Goo?
I was going to ask you. I knew you wouldn't know what Black Goo is.
I
You don't
don't.
know
I
very much
don't.
about the universe, do you?
No, you don't know very much about
Anything.
pop culture or whatever it is we're picking on you about.
Okay, well, I may be deficient in pop culture, but I know more
Probably
about
more
the
important to know
universe
about
than
the universe
you do.
than pop culture. I will give you that.
Black Goo. All right, I'm going to tell you what Black Goo is, and then we're going to have a song, or we could have a song and then talk about Black Goo.
Okay, but first I have to take off my hat because it's wool and it's like making my forehead itchy and raw.
Yeah,
Hold on.
that hat's a little intense
Oh,
for headphones
frick.
to wear with headphones.
Sorry, I almost swore. It's not even my
You
hat.
said frick. It's okay.
I know.
Say frick
I caught
here.
myself just in time. Hold on a second.
Yeah, so Black Goo it's like a synthetic
Okay.
thing
Whoa.
that holds consciousness.
These headphones make my face look fat.
It's like a physical substance that looks like oil, and it has artificial intelligence in it.
What? This is not a thing. It's not.
Look, there's a lot of crazy stuff out there on the internet.
What?
Some of it might be true, so we have to just stay on our toes.
What's the point of this? What?
Look, I think even if a third of all that stuff on the internet is true, it's worth paying attention to. You know, it's way more... The universe is way more interesting than we think it is. Our thinking about the universe is very limited, so that's why I think you ought to be open to Black Goo.
All right. I'll take that into consideration.
All right, so we'll have a song now called Odd Man Out. Perfect. And this one is from Elric Walker, who I don't think I've ever met this guy, but he's from... where's he from? Like... Northampton? I don't know. I'm guessing. But he's very cool.
Okay.
I'd like to meet him sometime. Here we go.
When the streets are full of violence, when the land is full of lies, when a good man can still walk abroad, but only in disguise, when the truth is like a bad dream that no one ever talks about. You'll find it's easy to get lonely when you're the odd man out. When no one seems to know you, when every face is hard, when there's footsteps in the hallway, hound dogs barking in the yard, when your back is to the wall, you hear the madman shout. You'll be guilty till proven innocent when you're the odd man out. When your heart is bruised and broken, when you cry unceasing tears, when the warnings that you've spoken have fallen on deaf ears, when the ones you've come to love dismiss you with a pout. You'll have to carry your own cross when you're the odd man out. It's hard to find a helping hand in the valley of the damned. Oh, your faith will come and go. And if your love should be waylaid and your confidence betrayed, you'll be the last one to know. When the saints are all in prison, when the devil wears the crown, when there's guards at every exit and there's no way out of town, when all the decks are stacked but the outcome is still in doubt. You can look for the wild card in the hand of the odd man out.
I like
Ulrich
that
Walker.
name.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. You know how some people are just cool, naturally cool?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not me.
He's
But
one of those people.
I do know that such people do exist.
Yeah, it has something to do with charm, I guess.
No, well, maybe you're one of those people though, and I wouldn't say that you're charming. You are charming, but that's not the first thing I would think about when I thought
Well,
about
I think
you.
of-
But you're
I-
one of those pretty cool, natural, cool people.
Well, when I think of cool people, I think of sort of magnetism, and sometimes that can be charm. Sometimes it can be how they talk or present themselves, or just how they, like, their physical body can seem sort of
Yeah, that's true.
something about it. Yeah, I don't know.
It usually has to do with the uniqueness too. If you
Yeah.
notice, the people that are naturally cool aren't the people that are like doing all the things they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, but we've had this discussion
They're
before.
not the ones who are playing the game just right. They're unique. They're doing their own thing.
Uh-huh. But there's different kinds of cool, certainly. There's cool that's just where you're kind of capitalizing on whatever is fashionable kind of
Right.
cool. So, oh, that person's so cool because they look like they're supposed to look to be cool. That's one.
Right,
That's
I
one
suppose.
kind of cool. And then there's
And-
cool that's just ageless cool.
Yeah.
And of course, that's my kind.
It is.
No,
You're
just
you're
kidding.
classically cool for some reason.
Oh God, I don't know.
And then you have people like my sister Jen, who you have no idea why she's cool because like she's not.
she's like dorky cool.
She's dorky cool and just like the greatest. So
I have-
that turns her into cool.
I think I have dorky cool and I have guitar player cool.
Ah.
Because I played guitar since I was little, so I
Right.
kind of have
Yeah.
that
You do have-
vibe.
yep, you got
I've
that.
spent a lot of time with a guitar in my hands, and I don't know, that just kind of is a thing,
It is a thing.
right?
I got
Anyway.
none of the above.
Obashan.
I thought it was Abash. Did we decide?
Well, I used to say Abashan, but when Kendra said it's Obashan and I started to say Obashan, I liked it better. It felt better in my
We
mouth.
had to look this up.
Well, I
the
looked.
other
I
day.
did. I looked it up.
We had to listen to some Obashan ads online to see how they were saying it.
But you know what else you can do? You can go to a website called How to Pronounce.
How to pronounce.
Pronounce. I can't pronounce. That's interesting. No, it's you click here and learn. So people leave recordings, and you can leave one too. You leave a recording of how you pronounce a certain word.
What if you
And
say
then
it wrong? What if
Well,
we go on there and
because-
say Abashan, Abashan, Abashan? What if we fill up it with Abashans?
Well, there's no definitive way to say a word, really. And you just get a sense of how a lot of different people say it. You can just click through and see who says it how, and then you can make your choice. You can
did
select.
we decide it was a family name? That hardware store is probably a
Aubuchon,
family
like
name.
it was French.
Right.
Because I Googled it this
French
morning and I
Canadian,
couldn't.
hello. Probably. And this is from... Oh, wait. It probably didn't come from here. Where are the origins of Aubuchon? Aubuchon.
Aubuchon. Let's say Aubuchon. Let's act like we're cool. I think Aubuchon
Aubuchon.
is the
It
more
makes me feel snotty, though.
Aubuchon.
Being an old-time Vermonter, we always said Aubuchons.
Kendra didn't. She's an old time Vermonter.
She's not as old
What do you mean?
as me.
But she said Aubuchon.
I know. She is smarter than me, though.
I just want to go with the way that Kendra said it.
Yeah, she kind of has some cool...
I just trust her.
Yeah, I think she's probably right about this, too.
I think you and I would say Obashan because we thought we were supposed to say it that way, whereas Kendra would just say Obashan because...
She is sort of our designated fact checker.
I think so.
Not that we ever use that
And
or have stick to facts.
And guess what? Eros is a female.
Shite!
Yeah, she's the one who does the facials.
I could have
I know.
sworn
Well,
that was like a sort of metrosexual name for...
It is, but in
a
this case,
dude spa guy.
I'm just glad that it's a woman who's going to give me my first facial. I would feel weird with a guy slathering stuff on my face. I just wouldn't want it.
Yeah, I guess I would too.
A stranger? Get your hands off my face. Which is not what you're supposed to say when you're getting a facial.
No, probably not.
You're supposed to give in and enjoy the enjoyment.
Yeah, I don't want anyone touching my face either. I don't like it when people do makeup on me.
Like when
That
you're
doesn't happen very
when you're
often.
performing is the only time I can think of people putting makeup on you.
No, I
when
always
you're
do my
dancing.
own when performing.
Well, who puts
No,
makeup on you?
usually my sister Myra likes to try to put makeup on me.
Oh,
and
Myra.
It's fine.
She would try to do
but-
that because she thinks she can do it better, right?
Well, she can do makeup better,
Yeah.
but I just don't. It's pokey and pricky, and things are jabbing you in the eye,
Pokey and pricky.
and I just don't. And it's so much. It's so much. First, like stuff goes on, and then they layer powder on top of that, and blend and layer something on top of that, until it's like you feel like if you move your face, and I'm starting to get some serious wrinkles. It's like they must crack. It must be like this hairy desert
so
cracking with so much
itchy.
stuff on my face. It's like my face is heavy. It's like gonna fall over.
You
frontwards
know, it's
'cause
not
there's so
like
much stuff on it.
we're geishas, right?
Geisha or geisha? Geisha.
I knew you were going to say that, Obashan.
Memoirs of a Geisha. Yeah, you're right.
But it's not like we are that. So why do we have to wear makeup? We're not trying to,
I don't know.
I'm
trying
We're
to
not
be
supposed
good
to be
about at least like swiping on like
Why?
one little swipe of mascara.
We're
when I leave the house.
not. We're not consorting with royalty. What does it matter?
I don't know.
Are you
I just felt like I just maybe need it a little now.
You
It used to
don't.
just be chapstick. Now it's like chapstick and swipe, swipe, swipe.
Fascinating. Okay, personal growth. We're going to talk about what you do when someone misunderstands you. Okay?
All right.
Because I found some really good responses that you can give in a situation where somebody's just really not getting where you're coming from and they're getting rather angry.
What if they're misunderstanding you accidentally on purpose? Because I have a situation like that recently.
Well, then you have to just keep repeating the same things because it's not your problem.
So awkward.
Yeah. What was the situation?
I can't tell you.
Can you tell me sort of
I can tell you. I can tell you.
abstract?
I can tell you off air.
Okay.
No, just no. I can't tell you.
Okay.
Sorry, I'll tell you off
I
air.
think
I
it's
can't
fun-
think of a good way to. I can't think of a way to make it abstract without highlighting the person.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to try to make something abstract, but if you fail...
Well, I'm the person. The second I complain about anything or someone, I turn around and they're standing right behind me every single time. So
I know. I have bad
learned
luck, too.
well, you'd think I would have learned my lesson years ago, but I still kept doing it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not a big shite talker, but occasionally, if I ever have a complaint or something I want to just vent about somebody,
And that's why it's so
no matter
unfair.
what, no matter what, they hear me.
Yeah.
They heard me.
It's so unfair because you don't talk badly about people.
No, I
so
really don't.
You hold it. You kind of hold it back. You have self-restraint,
It's
and
like-
you process your own stuff, and you look at yourself to see, well, why do I have that attitude about the person? And anyway, you're
Well, why does karma want to
introspective.
get me whenever I finally do it?
Exactly.
It's probably because you're
'Cause
not
you're-
supposed to be doing this.
No, it's because your
but-
standards are super high. But anyway, here's some options of things you can say. You
Okay.
can say, here's one. I can accept your faulty perception of me. I can
Wow,
accept...
this seems a little more than a misunderstanding. This seems like, what if you're having a fight with somebody?
Yeah. If it comes to that and the person just is not hearing you or believing how you're representing your own feelings, you can say, I can accept your faulty perception of me.
Okay.
Or you can say, I have no right to control how you see me or your perception of the situation. What are they going to say then? I mean, you're kind of saying uncle.
Yeah.
Like it's an impasse.
Well, this is what you're supposed to do in any type of situation that's even vaguely bullying or whatever. You basically agree with them in a agree to disagree way and walk away, and that diffuses it. It's the same thing as...
It's similar, except you're not agreeing with them. You're just saying that you accept that they have a faulty perception of you. You see a slightly different twist to that. It's like saying, I'm sorry that you feel that way. I guess I have to accept that's the way that you feel without saying you're right or I'm right or, it's not.
This is a good one. I like this. This is good. This feels very useful.
Yeah, I think it is. Because it will prevent you from going on another half an hour into a fruitless,
right?
What do you call that loop that goes around and around and around and
vicious cycle.
A vicious cycle, because when you're at that point.
It's just exhausting and not good for you.
Exactly.
Don't argue with people. Don't ever fight with people.
We just don't need that. It's not
especially about politics. It's you can't. There's nothing you can do to change them.
And it's understandable that everybody's pretty confused right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I do a lot of research and I'm confused. I get more confused the more research I do about like how the world works.
Yeah. I generally have one motto. It's just like be good and kind to everyone, and I'm still confused.
Yeah.
And that's a hard one to mess up with, really.
Mm-hmm.
There's usually a pretty clear, shining path through the BS of just being good, but...
Yeah, we have to dig deeper just to find our...
The path is muddied.
It's our own sense of authority that we're looking for, which is not about being right. It's just about knowing, your own sense of...
better to be kind than be right.
Well, yeah, kindness and compassion are really the cornerstones. And honesty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's great. And let's see, we have a few minutes left, so I guess what we could do is we could thank our sponsors.
Yes, we were going to go deep into Greece this week.
Well, I did talk about Black Goo. That was close.
Oh, yeah.
But what
color is the grease that goes into the grease vehicles and stuff?
It's like used
clear?
Vegetable grease,
clearish,
right?
yellowish?
That goes into cars?
Yeah.
Into Todd's cars? And
because
other
Tunbridge
people's cars.
Grease Collective is one of our sponsors.
Yeah, and they put that stuff in their cars.
And it smells like delicious French fries if you follow them with your windows open.
Yeah. So thank you to the Tunbridge Grease Collective. Thank you to Mountain Folk Concert Series. And thank you to Howe Farms, which make wonderful products that you can eat. Right?
Yeah.
So on that very happy note, because we love farmers and we love music and we love, alternative fuels.
We do. We're not laughing. We're not laughing facetiously.
We're not laughing at alternative fuels.
No,
we're laughing
just
with
laughing
them.
at our own silliness.
Right. We're going to go out on a Finnish song brought to you by my friend Risto. Whose band?
Do you ever pronounce anyone's names right? Is that how you pronounce it?
Risto's right.
Are you sure?
Yes, absolutely.
It doesn't sound right.
I'm sorry.
I've never even heard a name like that.
It's Finnish.
It's rice. If you add a couple more letters.
All right, so come to our podcast. You'll get like the full Monty. You'll get these. You'll get this last song.
That means we're naked.
Well, we were talking about that earlier.
True.
So, but actually...
Don't get your hopes up, Jack Rattle.
No. I can't believe you said that. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, everybody. Thanks for listening.
See you guys next Friday. Have a great weekend.
Sirenit soivat täällä, onto on vasken kumun kaiku. Korulause turhan päällä. Sielun ikävää ei voi lepyttää, sanan helinää laula paremmin. Syyllisyyden tuimat tuoksuu, armon veren puolas juoksuu. Laula sanat lihaksi, soita sydän sulaksi. Näytä synti surmaksi, sano Jeesus Herraksi. Ikävä on kivinen luola, soitella ei sorealla suulla. Täältä vie pois virtesi pauhu, en tahdo harppujasi kuulla. Huulet liikkuvan, kädet heiluvan, älä puhu vaan, sano jotakin, totuus joka